Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight it's the Kylou Glass Gen 4 cars here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I'm Dean Doucette. He's Jared Carr. Jared, they're pushing the chips in the middle. We're down in Vegas tonight.
Absolutely, Dean. And you know, honestly, I thought we were in Charlotte because we got some yellow walls out there, Dean. I was a little taken aback when I first logged in. But nonetheless, we are at Vegas, and this is such a fun track in these cars, Dean.
You scared me for a minute, made me take a second look. You're absolutely right. Yellow walls out there, some fresh paint on the scene. I can't wait to get into this one. Gen 4 cars. I'll be honest with you, Jared, I don't even know the strategy here tonight or any of that. These cars on this track, all I can tell you is from memory, from the old days, it's going to be a lot of fun here tonight.
Yeah, and I agree with you 100%, Dean. It's going to be a track where I think we're going to see multiple grooves. This track always has a good multi-groove, especially in 1 and 2. But I think 3 and 4 could show up tonight a little bit. But the thing, you know, it is a cold track, but it is worn in pretty well here tonight. You're seeing the groove kind of already moving up there in practice. And, Dean, I think we're going to have a really exciting race. And a lot of drivers kind of all over the board as far as where they qualified. So we're going to see a lot of comers and goers tonight. Sorry.
Yeah, I think you're right on that. Right now, let's check in on this championship fight. We got an interesting board. Only 2 races in, Jared. But we have a tie atop the board with the Ratliffs. And I'm not even mentioning Greg. It's Tony and Jason tied atop the board here. Unofficial standings here, 78 points apiece. Torgerson in 3rd, Powers 4th, Weiss in 5th. And in my unofficial standings, you know, from 4th down to 10th, within like 3 points, 4 points of each other, Jared. Unbelievable early battle here.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is the top 6 in points, Dean, haven't won the races, right? George Leal, part-time driver, you know, not expected to make all the races. He won last week. 2 weeks ago, our opening race, Travis Rogers stole one, Dean. And, you know, from the Ratliffs at that, it looked like Greg Ratliff was going to win this race in the first week of the year, and it turned out TJ Rogers stole that one from Jason Ratliff, actually, at the end there, as Greg got caught up in some stuff at the end. But, man, I mean, this has been an exciting season. There's so much still left in this schedule, exciting tracks to go to, and Dean, there is going to be so many changes at the top of the board. I think we're going to see some guys we haven't seen win in RGR get some wins here this season.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Opportunity knocks. I mean, someone we're looking at right now, Jason Spear. I mean, he is good at this track. Watch out for him here. Watch out for the guys we talked about, you know, as they're getting ready to get gridded up here. I mean, I don't even know if I have favorites here in this series yet as night descends on the track here, Jared.
Yeah, and I think as you're going to get into that starting lineup, Dean, the pole setter is the guy I would have my finger on.
Okay, you're going to put your finger down here, and tonight's starting grid pole sitter, Mr. Chris Owens in the number 26 with a time of 30.061. He's been good. Another guy who's been good, TJ Rogers, started on the outside of row 1. You got Wes Pistol and Derek Whitford in row 2. They seem to love these cars as well. Then it's Torgerson and Ashley in row 3. Inman, I'm assuming making his debut here. I have not seen him. Austin Inman will start 7th, and Greg Ratliff will be starting in 8th position. 9th goes to Lance and Buckshot Ripka. Tracy Powers right up there in the points. He'll start 10th. Then you got in row 6, it's Paul Travis Sr. and Michael Walker II.
And you look on that second group of drivers, Dean, row 7, we've got Michael Fleming, who had a solid run going last week, and Tony Ratliff, who Dean is tied second in the point, tied for leading points right now. Then we have Tom Lester and Ross Weiss going on here, and we're having a connection issue there. Sorry, I don't know what happened
Okay,
there.
no problem. So you got Weiss in 16th, then it's Dibble, Jason Ratliff, Hunt, Gilly, Rick Thompson. We got Royce Valley, Brantley, Buskirk, and a little further back here, we got Rick Thompson, Raleigh, Brantley and Buskirk, Herb Ashley, Jason Spear, Ricky Williams, Eric Whiting, George Rincon, and Mark Hamill rounding out a 29-car field. Rick Thompson still on pit road. That'd make it a 30-car field, actually.
Yeah, it's a huge amount of drivers here tonight, and I love to see that.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's just great to have out here. All right.
I'm excited.
Getting ready to get going here. Owens and Rogers, Pistol and Whitford, gonna take us down to the green flag. Pace car gonna dart off the track. We're ready to go green flag racing. Green it is, or down and away. Good start by everybody. A little check up back in the pack a little bit, but all in all, a very good start by everybody.
Yeah, that was Tony Ratliff that checked up, and he got loose on the top groove coming to the line there, Dean. So Tony Ratliff already checking up, and there was Jason Ratliff back there with him. But we got a battle for second right now. I think that's Torgerson. Third. Torgerson jumping underneath of TJ Rogers, put the 89 car to third already, Dean.
Yeah, and Austin Inman, newcomer there, he is making his move down on the bottom. Rogers slings it off the wall there. I don't think he hit the wall, but that was close. My goodness.
Well, Dean, I'm already seeing that there's not a lot of grip on the straightaways, and that kind of reminds me of the old Gen 6 days where you couldn't get full throttle at this track, and old Atlanta, it was really difficult to get full throttle there.
Some bobbing and weaving a little further back. That's the 63 of Herb Ashley there as these cars, Jared. Man, a lot of power under the hood, isn't there?
Absolutely, and it's insane to watch.
As West Pistol takes the lead from Owens, Torgerson slides through as well. So Owens apparently lost a little bit there in one of the corners, and that's how quick it can happen, Jared.
Yeah, and you're seeing it right now. Owens has that second best driver rating in 2 races right now, Dean. But right now, how about West Pistol? He's been a guy that has been able to get to the front, Dean, so far this season.
He has, and we're interested to learn more about him, right? It's hard to call what kind of driver he is, long run, short run, KG vet. I just don't know a lot about him yet. As Torgerson surges on the outside, what a run by the 89. Holy cow.
Huge run by the 89 machine there.
So Torgerson gets out here, and he'll take the early lead here away from Pistol. Rogers now moving forward. He fell back on the start. Now he's surging forward. He's up to second. It looks like, Jared, we're going to have a lot of action passes here early on happening left and right.
Yeah, I totally agree. Sorry, I was having something on my end that was causing me some concern, but we got it straightened out, I believe. But yeah, what a job these guys are doing. Torgerson and TJ Rogers at the front, and you're already starting to see a second line develop. But I have to kind of watch Chris Owens here, Dean. He's been really quick at the beginning of these races. He kind of falls back to 4th, 5th as Rogers looking to get on the right quarter panel there of Torgerson. He will off turn 2.
And that's a good move there, dragging him back a little bit. So a great move by Rogers. He surges ahead, as I think we've had our 4th leader already in the early goings.
Well, this track is really, really quick tonight, Dan. I mean, it's 89-degree air temp, 92 track temp, so it's a racy track. But this will also cause those tires to kind of heat up, a little bit differently, right? You're not putting a lot of heat into it because the track's not super heated. But there's not as much grip because it's so cold. It's just not generating that traction that you want. So it's kind of interesting how tires kind of operate on these cooler tracks. The 44 goes to the outside of the 26 of Chris Owens.
Yeah, it's Derek Whitford up here, and we know Whitford, he loves these type of tracks. Love that paint job too. Almost in memory of that STP, but not quite. I love that red.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the Petty driving experience car, Dean, that you see at the tracks with those cars. You know, if you're familiar with those or not, but he's going to lead.
And that's a lot of tracks we used to talk about it, Jared. You'd see some dots in the corners, two dots, and you see them here at Charlotte, actually. That's for that driving school.
Well, I'm in Vegas. I don't know if you're in Charlotte.
Or Vegas, sorry, then Vegas. You talked me into Charlotte, but those two, you'll see two marks going around, and that's where they're told to drive between.
Yeah, absolutely. I think also the yellow walls are really throwing us for a loop. We're used to those at Charlotte. So, but yeah, I totally agree with you, Dean. And that's something that these drivers, you know, can use to get through this corner. I mean, I use it in 3 and 4 quite a bit. 1 and 2, you know, you don't use them as much, in my opinion, because the bottom can be pretty bumpy, and sometimes you want to avoid those depending on the setup. As TJ Rogers hounding that 44 machine down into turn 1. Owens moves to the high side on pistol. Torgerson up there now as well, trying to bring some momentum back. And here comes the 26 on the outside of the 18.
Yeah, Owens with a big run. He's coming, sparks flying as he grinds that right side of that machine down. Wow.
Watching Tom Lester a little bit further back. He's the only driver right now that I'm watching, Dean, that is actually running on the high side. Everybody else is kind of running a middle groove in 3 and 4, but Tom is actually running up near the wall on entry, and here he is in 1 and 2. He's also running a little bit lower in 1 and 2 than he was in 3 and 4, but still higher than Torgerson. And we have a battle for the lead as Owens just goes on the outside of Whitford as he tried to block Rogers, and Owens took advantage of it.
This is unbelievable action. Owens back to the front. Jared, you talking about the high side. Is this good or bad for the car, or is it a non-factor?
I don't know. You know, I haven't ran this car a lot. Haven't at least at these type of tracks. I ran Charlotte, but I think that this is going to be something like where you have to manage the tires differently, and I think this car allows you to do that. As Torgerson with a big run there, and Lester coming forward, and my goodness, we have all kinds of drivers. Rivka now in the fray of things, Dean, right now.
That high line, I'm telling you, Torgerson came off the center of that corner like a rocket, and he got up here. It looks like Lester's doing the same thing. He is absolutely flying. Now going to be up 8 spots into 7th if he can clear pistol here.
And I'll tell you something too, Dean. I'm circling a couple drivers. I mean, it's hard to get through the field right now with all the battling, but the Ratliffs of Tony and Jason. Tony down 4 spots since the start. Jason down 1, and you got a battle for the lead, as they're talking about there, is TJ Rogers under the 44 machine.
That's for second there, but yeah.
Or sorry, for second. Apologies. I did not. Owens had already checked out on my screen there. So,
yeah.
But the Ratliffs of Tony and Jason kind of taking it easy, Dean.
Yeah, this is very interesting. Your points leaders back here in 18th and 19th position, Tony and Jason Ratliff, and we don't know. I mean, you think this might be on purpose, Jared? I mean, I'm just not sure.
Well, here's the thing. What I'll tell you from the community, Dean, not this community, but just the Gen 4 community in general. You know, a lot of the guys that I know that run this car, it stays packed up for, you know, about 15 to 25 laps at most of these races with the fixed setup. But after that, the tires start to matter, and they matter in a hurry at a lot of these tracks. Now, obviously, they haven't raced at Vegas yet. This is the first week for Vegas, or they have. I don't think they've raced at Vegas at all yet. And so I don't know if it applies here, but I can tell you that there is something to be said. If you could just kind of hold on to the car for a little bit and not overdrive the car, you'll have a big advantage on these long runs.
All right, so we'll see. People like Lester, who's up 8 spots. Rachel Hunt, who's up 7 spots into 12th. She's absolutely flying. And Jason Brantley's picked up 6. He's in 17th. Can these guys and gals hang on here for the the long haul? Because that's what they do here, Jared. Green flag runs a forte of RGR racing.
Absolutely. But we got 30 cars on the track. Rick Thompson did get on the track. Going to need a caution to get back involved in this thing. But, you look at this field. I mean, you're talking Tom Ashley down 10 spots, and then you have Tony Ratliff down 5. Ross Weiss down 4. He's been up front all night or all year so far. But then you look at some other drivers, Dean. You talk about it. You already talked about Hunt. You already talked about Lester. George Dibble up 3 spots. I mean, the 94 machine doing pretty well here tonight, as it looks like somebody in the wall there underneath Rachel Hunt there, and that's Michael Fleming, or maybe that was Tracy Powers that got in the wall.
It looks like Fleming's car up there. I did not see what he did up there, but yeah, I mean, these guys are flinging these things around, and I think these things are going to go loose on them. Yeah, I mean, these cars a lot to handle on the long run, Jared. 135 laps, so by my strange Canadian math, I think that's 45 laps a run.
Yeah, I think you're correct. You know, I haven't gotten in the car here, so I don't know, but it is a gaggle of cars back behind Rachel Hunt, who gets clear finally. But it is 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, 5 rows deep back there, Dean.
Yeah, Hunt's flying around the track tonight. She's up 8 spots into 11th. How about that? Rachel, and she's looking for sponsorship. You see that hood's empty. Jared, maybe we get her some sponsorship.
There was a car that had that same color paint, Dean. I don't know if you remember, as TJ Rogers hits the wall off turn 4, Dean, in 2nd place.
All right, so Rogers closing in on Chris Owens, but an apparent little bobble there. Might have held him up for a lap or so, but he's coming.
Sorry, it was Rich Bickle. Do you remember that card that I'm talking about, Dean?
I'm going to say no, Jared.
It was 10-10-345 was the sponsor. It was back when you had to pay a toll number to call people on a payphone. And
wow.
It was a purple car, same kind of purple that she...
Oh, we got a car wildly loose!
Oh,
Who
man.
was that? The Winston machine? That was the Toad Man, Todd Gilly, completely sideways in the center of the corner, held on to it. Holy cow.
He got help, Dean. He got help there a little bit. I think that he got loose, but he also... The Ricky Williams machine kind of came up, and he was coming down at the same time. But great job by both those drivers to keep on top of that car, Dean.
Yeah, I caught that out of the corner of my eye there. And I mean, it looked like it was all over, but I don't know how he saved it, Jared. That's some good driving right there. Let's go on board with someone. We'll go on board with Pistol here. He's at the back of this little front pack. And just see what they're dealing with here, Jared. I mean, car looks pretty stable here. Nothing, not seeing any big corrections. No big swings in the wheel.
No, I mean, you're looking, and that's what you want, right? I mean, Pistol's doing a good job as you dive down to turn 1. You want to ride in this middle. I like what he's doing, that late apex, because it gets bumpy right about here. There's a tunnel, and the car kind of bounces there a little bit. It's a little bit more pronounced than it used to be. But you go into 3 and 4 again, late apex, don't want to get right on that right front too early, because the car will be really tight coming off this corner. Late run, great run off the corner to the back of that 18 machine of Austin Inman, and you're seeing what he's dealing with there, and you can just hear the car just slightly slide through that tri-oval, Dean. I won't talk this time around, and you can hear that car slide through the tri-oval.
Yeah, no doubt. And the tri-oval will become treacherous later on in this run, about 20 more laps in this run.
Here we go. All 4 doing a great job in that middle groove. So here we go. Let's listen through here. And listen to that.
Wow. Definitely losing grip right there at the start-finish line.
And I have an update real quick, Dean. Sorry, Jason Ratliff, internet has dropped. Jason Ratliff out of the race right now.
Oh, what a shame for Jason Ratliff, one of our co-leaders in the points, that is. In the race, he got Chris Owens out front. He's been doing a great job. Started first, fell back a bit. Rogers started second, fell back a bit. Guess where they are now? Back in first and second. I think they got this place figured out, Jared.
Absolutely, and looking in on the chat, I've been talking over there in the chat myself. Doyle Lawrence out there looking on, rooting on Troy Torgerson, and then we also have another guy in here named Jared. He's rooting on George Dibble and the Dibble Dogs. So a couple drivers in here, or a couple guys in here watching the race tonight, and they're getting a great show.
You gotta get a double dog for sure, Jared. I mean, you want the McDonald's fries or you want a double dog?
You got to go with the Dibble Dog all the time.
Well, I mean, I'm a little scared of the double dog. I might get the fries, Jared. I don't know. But George Dibble up 4 spots in 13th right now, looking good. He's at the front of this third pack. There's a 2-car pack up here, up the road a bit with Travis and Greg Ratliff, and then Lester just in front of them. And then you get the back of the main pack, which is Derek Whitford, who's tagged on there. I mean, Owens and Rogers kind of in a world of their own a little bit.
A bit, and you look at that. You know, I was looking at the track map. This race is starting to get spread out quite a bit, Dean, already.
Ooh, contact there off the corner. Ripka and Inman come together just a hair, and you seen Ripka kind of chased it down the track there. Great job of driving by both of them to keep it clean. Up front, it looks like Rogers closing in slowly but surely.
Yeah, looking at our big mover of the race, it's Jason Brantley in the 3 machine, Dean. I don't know if we've talked about him yet tonight, but he is trying to make a move on Michael Walker in the 22 machine. Michael, last week, heartbreak. I mean, he dominated that race and ended up not getting the W there late. George Leal stole one from him, if you will, but looking strong again tonight in that 22 machine. Brantley's looking strong in the 3.
Yeah, Brantley, both of these guys looking, and we got caution on the track. It's the Toad Man, Todd Gilly, and he is in the outside wall, and that machine is torn up, Jared.
Yeah, that's...
Try and get a view on it, but we can't seem to get one.
I don't know. I mean, I'm watching the wreck. I don't know what happened.
And that machine is shaking, Jared. I don't know if I've seen something so broken. That right front suspension, gone.
This looks like George Racone is the other driver involved, and it looks like Racone just went straight in the corner, and Gilly was turning in and just walloped.
Well, I'm not seeing that at all. I see Gilly just drove it into the wall once, twice, thrice, again. Oh, and then he turned down into Rincon when he got the corner. So you got to back it up a bit, Jared, to where he was already in the wall.
You're right. Yeah. So yeah, it looked like there was already issues for the 19 machine. Maybe got walled, glued. I don't know, but that was tough, but he's got heavy damage. But that's going to open up pit road and everybody taking tires, Dean. We don't know where the pit strategy would have shooken out, but this is going to be interesting to see if anybody makes any moves here.
Yeah, it's going to be very big for everybody. Can't have any mistakes. Owens, and you remember, bigger gas tanks lead to a little longer times, but these are pretty standard times I'm seeing. 14.4, 14.5. Owens first out.
Good pit stop by Owens. He had the best in the group there, and Rogers will come out right behind him.
I think Inman actually with a 14.3 for standard, in pit stall time, pit lap. I'm sure you're right, Jared.
Yeah, I don't unfortunately have the
individual. It was a 14.3 to a 14.4 by Owens, and then a 14.5 by Rogers there. But yeah, somehow Owens was, about over a half second on most people with the 45.6 for what we have as that in pit lane time.
Yeah, so there you go. And I mean, that's a huge pit stop there. But now, I know that, cautions kind of, might change your strategy or shake things up. And maybe you don't want a caution, right? But it is interesting to watch now because we had some movers and some shakers. The standings are updating right now, right? But, first off, Ricky Thompson will be back in the pack. He was about to be lapped. He did not make the grid, but he had to start from pit lane. Did not lose a lap, so he was able to get back in there. So now he has an opportunity to kind of battle through the field. But you think about guys like Jason Brantley and Ricky Williams, they're up 11 and 13 spots. You think about Austin Inman up 4 spots, and Ripka up 5 positions, Dean. Now they have an opportunity to be a little bit further up than they were on the initial start, and they have that knowledge of application of what they've already gone through. So, Dean, this is going to be a big reset for this race right here.
It is, and I mean, I couldn't have said it any better, Jared. I mean, those people who made those moves, maybe those tires were fading away. You know, they've gotten all they could out of it. They really didn't want to run these next 12 to 15 laps. Now they don't have to. Now it's interesting, though. We're going to have about 100 laps left in this race, a little over. I think we're looking at one stop, so if they go green now, it's going to be really manager stuff, Jared.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be really crucial for these drivers to see what they can do.
All right, getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Pace car with the late exit. He missed pit road. Jeez, the pace car, I tell you. Here we go. Owens and Rogers, Ripka and Inman. And Owens, a great start by him. Ripka was up there, but kind of got tricked on the restart. So Rogers gets away. He'll fight Inman for second. Pistol all alone in fourth.
And some guys straggling at the back there. Jason Spear off the back. And here we go, tight on the outside, Rogers and Inman. And here comes Rogers with the cross under Owens into turn 3.
Yeah, and he's flying. And we've seen this from Owens on the original start. He is not interested in powering that car through. Rogers says, hey, I got no problem with it, I will. And he goes out, takes the lead immediately. Here comes Inman, and it looks like Owens going to let him go too. Well, he's going to fight him a little bit.
Yeah, and Rogers was good last week. Got caught up in that wreck, Dean, and ended his night. But otherwise, here comes Pistol on the inside, Dean.
Yeah, Pistol coming, Ripka coming. So I'm really curious watching Owens on the high side. He did this on both starts, Jared. It worked out for him last time. Why wouldn't he do it again? He's got a strategy, and he's sticking to it. And I love drivers who come in with a strategy.
Well, I think he just doesn't want to use the car. I think he wants it on the right rear a little bit, and he's able to get a good run there on Pistol. He's going to clear into third. He's going to get boxed in, though, so he can't make a move on Inman in the 18 machine. But Dean Inman trying to get to the lead, and that would be our 5th different leader of the night if he's able to get there.
Yeah, I mean, he might get there. I don't know. Rogers really putting it down. Looked like Owens touched the wall there. No big deal. But Owens, all of a sudden, he just takes 2 laps off, Jared. That's it. He feels like that's the way to do it, and it's been working out for him.
Oh, tight battle there is Whitford on the outside of the 78 of Tom
Torgerson in the wall. Nothing major, but a bunch of dust flying up in the air.
So here we go. I'm watching this battle through the middle here, Dean, and they're getting really tight off turn 4 there.
Yeah, there's some hard racing going on here. Right behind Ripka, you got Whitford, then Lester. There's Travis. Oh, almost down into Greg Ratliff. He bobbles up, though, and keeps it off him.
So much action all over the field right now. Battle for the lead. Battle for every position behind it. Is Travis go on the outside of Greg Ratliff there, Dean? That's where you were looking.
Yeah, we're going to stay with this battle, Jared, because Travis did not go to the wall on the back step. He was kind of pinching Greg there. I don't know if it was on purpose or not. Now he's surging on the outside by Lester. Lester did that on the first run. Travis doing it on this run. He's just driving around people.
Travis doing a great job there. Gets boxed in by Whitford, but he'll hang in the middle there. So he won't try to do an undercut there.
No, he's liking that middle line, and that's what I've always liked. Now, you know, this is Vegas, Viva Las Vegas, and I keep thinking of Charlotte myself, Jared, but those dots, those training dots out there, I love that line. You know, if you can ride that middle line, the bottom's nice and everything, but that middle lane, that's something about hugging the curve of the corner. It's good for the car, it's good for the tire wear, and it's good for speed as well.
Absolutely, and you can see, you know, how that line kind of works. I mean, 3 and 4, it's more toward the white line, whereas 1 and 2, it's a little bit higher up, and that's really the line around this track for any car you're racing.
Owens closing back in on the lead of Rogers. Him in third, Torgerson in fourth, Pistol in fifth. Then it's Ripka, Whitford, Travis, Lester, and Greg Ratliff rounding out the top 10. Greg Ratliff looks like he's found his legs here a little better in this run.
Greg was being conservative the last time, but looks a little bit more aggressive for Greg right now.
Behind him, watch out, Rick Thompson, Second Life. He's up 8 spots into 13th. He's absolutely flying, and he's running the line I'm talking about, and you can see that car is carrying all the momentum with it.
Yeah, Rick, a wily veteran. I mean, you know, a lot of these guys raced on 2K3, so they're you know, kind of finding themselves back at home. A lot of these guys are really solid racers on 2K3. Not, obviously not the same thing, right? But it's very similar, and you're seeing them start to kind of find their groove in this car.
Up front, still Rogers. Owens right there. We got a line of cars. Everybody lined up for now. Lester having a nice race here in 9th, Jared, up 6 spots.
Yeah, almost a little contact between Pistol and Ripka. Ripka looked underneath of Pistol, but it was a little bit late, and Pistol was already making the corner. And now Ripka is going to try again, but Pistol with a great entry. And I like, you know, we were on board Pistol earlier. I like what he does, that late apex, get down to the bottom, and you know, it's such a great way to drive this track.
Yeah, you kind of call it like driving downhill, right, Jared?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we get a little bit to catch our breath here. Lap 44 of 135. TJ Rogers leading with Owens, been there the whole time. These two reversing from where they started the race, first and second. It was Owens in front of Rogers.
Oh, here comes Pistol on the outside of Torgerson with a great run through 3 and 4. Torgerson's going to have to concede down the track here. That's a battle for 4th, sorry.
Yeah, and I just wonder if, like, that was an odd move, Jared. He went from the bottom to the middle and surged. So there's a ton of grip out on this track.
Yeah, the track is only continuing to get colder. I mean, we started out at 96. It's down to 94 now. So we're starting to lose some temp down from 89 air down to 88. Not a big drop, but there is a little bit there.
A little further back, there is Paul Travis, Lester, Greg Ratliff, Tracy Powers. Haven't talked about him too much. The 40 machine, opportunity knocks here. Jason Ratliff out of the race. Tony oh, and down the track, the 88 of Paul Travis. He holds on to it. Not sure what happened there.
I'll take a look, Dean, real quick.
Well, we're going to do a replay here, Jared. Why not? And you see Lester surging, gets to it. Oh, and he just got loose, and he wiggled and wobbled, got a little rub from Lester, and man, good job hanging on to that thing.
Yeah, I think he got loose off the corner. He was just trying to hold on to it. And Lester, I think, was moving down the track, and man, that could have been bad, but great job by everybody to stay on top of it.
Yeah, it was some great driving. I mean, Lester lifted a little bit, just enough to save disaster. Right now, everybody's single file as they start thinking about this long run here. And you can see a difference between this run and the last, Jared. These guys are pacing themselves a little bit. A little further back, Buskirk on the high side. Whew. Contact with Ricky Williams further ahead of them between Michael Walker and Ricky Williams.
This is getting intense out here, Dean. These guys, no holds barred, and you know the pack hasn't separated very much either, Dean.
No, they definitely have not. I mean, you can feel it's about to happen, though, Jared. Ricky Williams looks like he is rolling the bottom really nice right now. Walker pushing on the high side, but just not a lot of progress to be had. Dust flying from the wall from a couple of cars there.
They're getting up. They're using every inch of this track tonight, Dean.
I'm telling you.
You know, I'm watching this race, and we had a lot of battling going on, but it started to settle down. and it's, we're about 15 laps into that run, a little over 15 laps into the since we went back green. And, Dean, I think everybody's kind of found what they want in the car, and now they're settling in.
They are. I mean, it looks like they're planning for a little long run, like I said. And I think for some guys, this is kind of a mistake because you get a few drivers out here kind of masters of the long run, Jared. If I'm not the long run guy, I like to go put them under heat. Let's go set the pace.
Yeah, I mean, you set the pace, you try to draw some people in, and you might get lucky.
Yeah, I mean,
and take
cautions,
those guys
right?
out of competition. Yeah,
I mean, cautions, or you, like you just said, you get them out of their rhythm. Maybe they're over driving, trying to chase you. There's a lot of things you can do to manipulate people's driving out here. Or try at least. Ricky Williams back here in 14th, Jared. He's up 13 spots. Brantley a ways ahead of him, up 10. These two drivers having a good run.
Yeah, great job by these guys. I mean, it has been really fun to watch, the different drivers that we've seen inside the top 10 or the top 15 even, Dean, and everybody finding a place to battle here tonight.
And why do you think that is, Jared? What do you think it is about this high-powered machine that kind of brings different people to the front here?
Well, I think the big thing is, number one, I think it drives like a more let me back up here for a second. It drives, I think more natural. How's that? Compared to what everybody's used to. Whereas some of the other cars that are out there now, even in the past 10 years or so, they don't have that same feeling. Like you don't feel the chassis roll and everything like that. You don't feel the power. And I think guys that are normally conservative drivers just don't succeed in those kind of environments because the car just doesn't have the type of power and the guttural feeling that these cars do, Dean.
All right, so that was shots fired without shots fired from Jared Carr. Very diplomatic. You ever thought about going into politics, Jared?
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
I thought about being a singer. I was thinking maybe I could sing tonight on my debut event, Jared.
Yeah, let's go ahead and hear it.
Well, I'm a little stage fright here. I got a little case of that. I mean, I was going to sing "Oh Canada," maybe, How about some Viva Las Vegas?
Yeah, I mean,
Viva Las Vegas.
There
I mean, I'm not a great Elvis impersonator. I do know one, though. Maybe I should get him in here.
Well, that's big, right? At Vegas as Elvis impersonators.
Oh, yeah, it's unbelievable. Roy LeBlanc, I believe is his last name. A great Elvis impersonator. I went to school with him. Still doing it, Jared. I mean, it's a forever gig.
Yeah, and it probably pays good, too.
Oh, it pays well. Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
So Ripka has gotten around West Pistol here, so a little bit of a battle there from, in the top, or around 5th, 6th, and 7th, in kind of a battle there with Torgerson and Whitford there as well. But the top three have started to scoot away, Dean.
Yeah, the top three is scooting away a little bit. You're right. Great battle. Torgerson low, Whitford on the high side. These guys have been going at it here for a few laps. I think Torgerson's starting to come. But there, you see the surge from that middle lane. Wow, what a drive through the middle of the corner for Whitford. And now he's in the wall and slowing down.
Whitford, he's kind of been running that line the whole entire run, but, it's crazy because Lester and Rick Thompson, they're both catching back up to this little group here.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rick Thompson, he's settled in here. And I got a feeling he's milking this. Oh, a no contact pistol. Checking out. Rick Thompson right into the back of Lester. The commentator curse strikes again.
Oh, my goodness. Unbelievable. I don't even know what happened there, Dean.
I don't know. Something happened with Pistol. We'll have to see what happened with him. Oh, and Whitford just drove in a lot harder and got into his rear end and then straightened him back out. But then behind him, Thompson got into Lester. Wow. So Whitford, I don't know if he overdrove the corner or Pistol lifted way too much. I'm not sure what happened, but we've got a caution here. And this is lap 59, Jared. This is an interesting time for a caution. I mean, what do we got? 75 laps, 85 laps left?
Yeah, we'll have
75 laps left.
Yeah, I was going to say 73 after we get through the caution and everything, green laps.
So I don't know about this extra tank, or what's normal fuel mileage here, Jared? Somewhere in the 60 range, I believe?
I think it's still around 55, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't. You might be able to stretch 60, but I mean, you're talking about the normal cars that we have today are 18.7. These are just 19.9 or 20-gallon tanks, so not a massive difference.
All right, so not enough perhaps to make it. So who short fuels here and gets a little extra speed, perhaps a little extra grip even? Rachel Hunt still on the track, the only car out there, Jared.
Yeah, I think Rachel, no, she is on the lead lap, so not a lucky dog contender. Battle off pit road, though. TJ Rogers going to win it barely over, I think that Owens got Inman there.
I think Inman got him.
Yeah, Inman got him.
So Inman's going to move up one, and, he's been doing great all night, very steady, sitting in third, now finds himself in second. I mean, that is assuming that the one car, Rachel Hunt, pits here. I think she's got to, and she will.
Yeah, I think maybe she was, getting some bonus points there for leading some laps, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good possibility. So TJ Rogers will still be out front. This is pretty big for him, actually. I'm not sure he's had a restart where he started out front. And with the way he likes to drive, I expect him to go open up an early lead here, Jared.
Yeah, I do too. I think that he's going to, use that clean air to his advantage while he has an opportunity to do so. But now, we have to figure out, we're halfway through this race, right? I mean, not even halfway through this race yet. We're only on lap 61, 135 laps in this race. So still a long way to go.
Yeah, I mean, guys be looking to, next pit stop, maybe around a lap 100, somewhere in there. So a shorter run here. So anything you thought about guys managing, thinking about a 50-lap run, that's out the window, Jared. So if you think it was hot last time, wait till you see what happens here.
Yeah, I don't think anybody. I don't think you. I will go on a limb and say that you cannot do 75 laps in fuel. So I think that we are pretty well looking at least one pit stop here to finish this thing off. And will we have green flag stops, Dean? We haven't had one yet tonight.
No, we have not. I mean, couple of incidents here, nothing major, no big one, if you will. There's Tony Ratliff. He's back in 14th, right where he started. He's one of only two cars in the whole field who still are where they started, him and Ross Weiss, who's in 16th. So those guys looking to improve on what they've been doing. Pace car, another late exit. We're ready to go green flag racing.
Green, green, green.
Rogers held him there a little bit and tricked him in a little bit. So can Owens get there underneath the Inman? I think he will be.
Owens right there, side by side. Everything a little straggly this time. Torgerson and Greg Ratliff able to be single file already. Here comes Inman to the outside of Owens.
Yeah, that was a little dangerous. He almost sensed some hesitation there by him. Wasn't sure if he was far enough in there, but Inman going to drive right around Owens here. And we've seen this from Owens. I mean, he just not that great on the first couple laps. Still plenty fast enough to be up there. Further in the pack, some battling back here. Dibble in the thick of it. Right behind him, Tom Ashley and Tony Ratliff.
Ooh, and Tony Ratliff might have got the apron there on the entry. Made it really slide up the track a little bit there, but everybody gets through well as Travis there also battling. Sorry, that's not Travis at all. That is somebody else. Who is that? That is Ross Weiss. I apologize.
All right, Ross Weiss in the Tide machine. Love that car. Now, who drove the Tide machine, Jared?
Well, that one was Ricky Craven.
All right. I mean, that's not even a test for my man Jared Carr here. Fastest lap of the race, Greg Ratliff with a 30.20. I always ask this, Jared, is that a mistake?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we don't know the fuel mileage, right? I think that's what's going to be interesting is, did Greg Ratliff sit there and say, well, I can't make it to the end. I'm not going to fill this tank up. I'm going to go for it. So he might be running 14 gallons or something like that, right?
That's what I'd be doing. I mean, I'd have that thing somewhere around that 14, 15 maybe. I mean, I like a little more in my tank, but less than what it's capable of, just to give me a little more oomph down the straightaways there, Jared.
TJ Rogers has opened up a half a second lead. That's one of our biggest, if not our biggest lead of the night so far, Dean.
Well, if we were in Vegas, we would have both just cashed our bet, Jared, that he would open up the lead. I mean, he's going to get reeled in. It's just a matter of when and how much, right? Like, is he really burning him up? Or, if he is, he might get past at some point. If he's not, which I don't believe he is, I think he's running fast, but he's managing it quite well. And clean air is king.
Got a lot of Dibble supporters out in the chat supporting Dibble, who's having a really solid night in 12th position here in the thick of things, of a tight battle back in there.
There is George Dibble in the 94 McDonald's machine. And he's got a nice run on powers there. So he's currently in 12th, doing a nice job, Jared.
Absolutely, and if you're out there in the chat watching the race, and you're rooting somebody on, let us know. That's the easiest way for us to get them on TV. We love focusing in on drivers, but when you have 30 of them, it's hard to kind of get everybody talked about during the race, but we try our best. But definitely give your shout-outs, and we will be happy to check in on your favorite driver.
Absolutely. You see Torgerson making a move on the outside of Owen, so Torgerson's got some speed. I also want to highlight someone else. That is Mark Hamill back here in 17th, Jared. He's doing a nice job tonight. He's up 13 spots.
Yeah, that's a great job. He's up 13. How about our big movers? He is our third in our top three biggest movers. Ricky Williams up 19 positions. Dean, the 10 machine, having maybe a career night, and Jason Brantley right behind him, 14 positions. Those are massive gains. And we didn't talk about during the caution, Dean, but Derek Whitford and West Pistol issues on pit road. They are down 16 and 20 spots thanks to that there, and they might have had some damage from that wreck, especially Whitford there getting involved.
Wow, they're way off the pace here, so that is interesting. And Rachel Hunt, she was on pit road. She lost a lap somehow, Jared. Very strange. She stayed out under pit when everybody pitted. She was our race leader when she pitted, and now a lap down, so not sure what happened with her.
Yeah, it looked like Rachel had some right side damage, so I think maybe she was getting some damage repaired as well. And we know that Rick Thompson, a lot of damage on that machine. Obviously, Pistol got some damage on that as well, and so did Tom Lester. That was several drivers in our top 10 that were taken out in that incident, and they're well off the back right now.
I mean, it seemed pretty minor, Jared, but looks can be deceiving, can't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And these cars are just aerodynamic, machines and stuff, and that can be huge.
All right, Owens there pushing up a little bit when he was underneath of Torgerson. And you see Ripka and Ratliff had to lift a little bit behind them. They all stay in line. There's Tracy Powers with a sudden surge of power on the outside of Ricky Williams.
Yeah, good move by Tracy Powers. Move him up one spot. He was in the same spot he started on. Ricky trying to go back underneath of him in the 10 machine there. And then we look a little bit further back, Michael Fleming and Tom Ashley in a hard battle.
Yeah, they were going at it. Ashley will win that battle. Fleming back down to the bottom. Here comes Mark Hamill.
Hamill doing a great job in that group, as well as Powers now getting trying to get repassed by Ricky Williams. That's the big battles on the track right now. Everybody's kind of searching for some time, Dean. I think just kind of biding their time till green flag stops.
They are the lead, maintaining around 7/10. TJ Rogers here on lap 74. Then it's Inman in second, Owens third, Torgerson right there, Ripka as well. That's your top 5. Then you got Greg Ratliff, Michael Walker. How about him? Haven't touched on him too much. I didn't look like it was really his night, but all of a sudden he's in 7th place, Jared.
Yeah, I mean, pay window's open, right, Dean? I mean, it's time to go. And Walker, who looked like last week was going to get the W, was very dominant and ended up losing that race late, having a strong run to back it up again tonight. Got Edward Kane out in the chat there. Edward, a Sunday night guy that I used to cover. Dean still covers, but he's rooting on Derek Whitford. And Edward, I don't know if you heard earlier, but Derek got some damage in the last caution and was in the top 10, and now he's off the back into the first position.
Ricky Williams back underneath of Tracy Powers, so these two can't get away from each other, Jared.
What a job by Ricky Williams. I mean, this is he's finding more confidence in that car, or in the season as it's gone on. And, you saw this in the Xfinity series on Sunday nights, Dean. He was starting to get better, incrementally better, and, still not qualifying. I talk about George Dibble never qualifying, but Ricky, has a lot of speed in that car, and he's showing it tonight. He's been around 10th to 12th all night long, and right now running in 9th position, just ahead of Brantley and Paul Travis.
Yeah, there is Brantley. He's up 13. Ricky Williams up 18. Travis, right where he started things in 11th. Dibble right behind him. There's Weiss, Tony Ratliff. So Tony Ratliff, one of our points leaders, he is currently in 14th. And I mean, this is an okay run for him. I mean, he hadn't done anything wrong, Jared. And when you're running for championships, some nights, that's all it takes.
Yeah, exactly. He just hasn't had the night that I think he probably wanted. He's been pretty much around 14th to 17th all night long, maybe as high as 12th it looks like from my data. But otherwise, it's a workman night, right? I mean, I think that he probably wants to finish inside the top 10. We'll see if he can get that done. But it's still early in the season.
So everything's settling down. Weiss underneath a Dibble here, so Weiss up to 12th, Dibble in 13th. It looks like everybody's settled in. Are you surprised? Or I should say it this way. I'm surprised, Jared. They haven't ran down TJ Rogers. The lead still over 6/10. It was 7/10 about 5 laps ago, so perhaps some movement there.
Yeah, that lap by, Rogers was a 10th slower than Inman and Owens, and just a little bit slower than Torgerson. So there is some speed being found by these guys chasing down TJ Rogers. I think the follow-up point just has started to come for Rogers. It's taken that long, Dean. I mean, we're 20 laps into this run, which is kind of in the middle of that fall-off zone. So I wouldn't be surprised to see, this field start to accordion back up.
All right, and we have less than 20 laps to go in this run. I mean, strategy-wise, so is it a net gain and net loss? I mean, time will tell here as we're down to 5/10. I think it's pretty clear he's going to be under heat here momentarily.
Yeah, 4, 6, 7 for Rogers, 3s for the 3 drivers behind him. The fastest that last lap was Ripka in 5th position with a 2.72. So these 4 drivers are chasing him down, and don't count out Ratliff and Michael Walker, who are also putting in faster times.
A little further back, there's Lester. He was having such a great night. That little bit of damage seems to have really affected him. He's in 17th. Whiting's actually up 10 spots in 18th, so bad starting spot for him. He's making the best of it. How about Whitford? Whitford back here in 19th, Jared. I mean, we were just talking about him racing for the lead not too long ago.
Yeah, that damage really hurt him. I mean, it was, like I said, he undercut underneath Pistol, who was also up front battling for the lead. Little contact there, and got ran into the back of there later on. and just enough damage. That's all it took, was just that little bit. It's kind of changed the night for 4 or 5 drivers.
Yeah, I mean, there's Rick Thompson back here. Rincon, I don't know if Rincon's got damage or not. Jason Spear, oddly enough, a non-factor here tonight. I'm really surprised. I thought he'd really enjoy this track, but that was a bad prediction by me, I suppose. Up front, our leader has been run down, so Rogers still leading, but Inman is there, and you can see he is surging on the outside.
Inman doing a great job, Dean, and he is, the lap times, Powers got really tight off turn 2. He's going to lose a couple spots deeper in the field, but that was almost a wreck off of turn number 2, but you're exactly right, Dean. To touch on Ricon real quick, he does have damage from the Todd Gilly wreck, so he does have some damage. Spear, no damage that I note, so I don't know if he's just...
Oh no! Our leader is wrecked! He's into the wall! TJ Rogers has been spun! Damage! Oh, and he's creamed by George Dibble! Oh, Dibble dogs all over the track! Carnage, Jared, here.
Oh my goodness. And
we're looking at it, so we go down the corner, and I seen this a couple of turns ago. So much speed out of him, and he just runs him over on entry, Jared. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
yeah, I'd really have to go back and look at lap 84, but to really have a justifiable answer, to be honest, because to me, I don't know if that's the case, but it feels like, just watching the lap, Rogers drove in much deeper on lap 84. I mean, he just did. And lap 85, I don't know if something happened, but it's like he hit the brake.
Well, I noticed a lap prior, or somewhere, a lap or two prior, Inman almost ran him over, so there was a definite factor there. TJ Rogers' car was going away compared to Inman's. It seemed like you said, it seemed a little more drastic. I wouldn't imagine you would try like a brake check someone on entry when you're that close at those speeds. I don't think that's the case. And I'm not trying to lay blame when I say ran him over. It's just a fact of what we've seen.
Yeah, and absolutely not definitely was not trying to imply that TJ was broke checking. It just looked like he slowed down in a significantly different place, and it just looked like Inman was caught off guard. I'll just be honest.
Yeah.
It just, it's nothing that, maybe Rogers was trying to roll back the corner, but either way, I think that's what the issue was. Definitely not intentional. I can't imagine that the TJ would like to get rear-ended there, and I know Inman did not, try to do it either. So
crazy turn of events. Inman off of pit road, a wiggle there. He almost lost grip. Torgerson into second. Owens and Ripka fight for third. Not sure who got that. Looks like Ripka got it. So Owens down to fourth. Greg Ratliff fifth.
Yeah, and I do want to say, like, you got to pay attention to the flags when they come out, and I'll just leave it at that.
No, you can't just leave it at that. What does that mean, Jared?
Well, I think TJ would have been okay. I think he would have been able to get his car repaired. I think that second hit, the caution had been out for a while, and it's just unfortunate when you see that.
Absolutely. Dibble, I mean, we could go back and maybe look at that. I mean, I can't even find the wreck right now, so we're not going to do that. But absolutely, I mean, that looked like a really hard lick, to be certain, and there's probably no need for that.
It looked like about 170 miles an hour coming in there. So, and sometimes you get caught in the moment and you get target fixated. I get it. I've been there. I'm not trying to lay blame on anybody on that situation. I just, we all trying to improve, right, at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, we call him like we see him up in the booth. We don't play favorites or anything, Jared. And yeah, I mean, cautions are tough, right? You got to make split-second decisions. And sometimes I even tell people, brakes aren't always the answer. They just aren't. People say they are, but the 90% of the time they're the answer, right? And when you're at the back, way off the wreck, they're definitely the answer. So, yeah, way too much speed there, and well, We got carnage. Like I said, dibble dogs all over the track. We got kids out there trying to pick them up.
Yeah, it's the second week in a row that's happened to TJ Rogers. I just feel really bad for him because I think both times he could have, survived and fixed the car and salvaged something, and instead he's going to be on pit road for the rest of the night, I think.
All right, so Immon's out front now. And he's going to see what he's going to be able to do on a restart. It's him and Torgerson, Ripka and Owens, Ratliff and Walker.
Green flag,
Green flag down and away. Very orderly start up front. Looked like Ricky Williams a little slow to get going, but everybody's all right.
Yeah, good. And now this race, in my opinion, Dean, is flipped upside down because I think everybody can make it here on fuel. So this is a go time. You're going to have to figure out how to get to Austin Inman, who is looking really strong late in this run. Can Ripka get there? How about Torgerson? How about Owens? I mean, we have all new players at the front of this field for the first time tonight, Dean, and now this race is taking on a new look.
Well, it has, and now is Inman in trouble of doing what we just seen TJ Rogers do. Get out here, get a lead, run too hard, and then late in their run, they come on you. And we've seen the result of how that worked out. Everybody very orderly in line here, Jared. I'm actually quite surprised. I thought we'd be seeing a lot of too wide at this stage of the race.
Yeah, I did too. I'm just kind of looking through the field. Sorry, and I'm just like, nobody's battling. I think everybody's a little bit cautious because of the incidents we've had so far tonight.
It looks that way. Opportunity knock. Someone take to that high side. You probably pass 5 or 6 cars, but they're unwilling to do it. Maybe it's the thought of a 45-lap run. They're trying to pace themselves. I'm not sure. Inman fading back to the pack. Ripka running them down here. Torgerson right there pushing Ripka up to the front. One guy up there, that's Tracy Powers. He goes on the high side around Paul Travis Sr.
Owens also rolling the middle, Dean, like you like, trying to get to the outside of Torgerson. Torgerson battling back, though, and how about Greg Ratliff in the top 5 for the first time tonight, Dean?
Yeah, Greg's been lurking about here, and don't give him time to figure it out. I mean, these cautions, that's one thing you can do for people. Some of these vets, maybe they haven't practiced in this car that much. You just give them some track time. Now they get to reset, regroup. They know what to do. Owen's still on the high side. He is finally going to clear Torgerson here, and now he's in the wall. He's all right, though. Torgerson on the outside of Greg Ratliff here. And that outside lane is just unbeatable early, Jared.
It really is. I think you have to use it to your advantage.
I mean, I'd be getting up here and driving right to the front. Oh, and a block maybe by Inman. I'm not sure what he did there. He might have thrown some air on Chris Owens up there. Very interesting maneuver, but Owens goes higher than high. He says, you want to take the middle? Fine, I'll take the high line. Owens going for the race lead.
This is tight on the outside here. Also, Torgerson around Ripka there as well at the same time. Here comes Owens. Run a little bit higher now, Dean. There might be the group might be starting to move up late in this race. We're looking at 40 to go at the line.
Well, that's something I've heard you talk about before, Jared, and that line will creep up the track, won't it?
It absolutely will. The more, it's not that the line creeps up, right? The issue is the bottom line. It just gets rubbered in, and then as that line gets rubbered in, you're trying to find other places where you're going to get grip. You're starting to slide around on the bottom a little bit, and you're trying to find some areas where the car is operating a little better. So you go up to the high side, and then that gets rubbered in, and it becomes like a game of trying to figure out where the best place to run is.
Some great tips there from Mr. Jared Carr, president of Elliott Motorsports, I believe.
Yeah, Elliott Sadler Esports, doing our thing over there, but just taking a break right now with no competitive stuff going on. So.
Well, when you break, I start to work, Jared. That's the way I do things.
Yeah, we're on opposite schedules.
Absolutely. Owen's your leader. Torgerson finds himself in second. How about Torgerson tonight? He's been, up here in the top 5, top 10 all night long, and it seemed to me like he's been kind of biding his time. Finds himself in a great spot here, Jared. Could he get it done tonight?
Yeah, I think he can. I mean, this is kind of playing in Torgerson's wheelhouse. We've seen him, find these ebbs and flows in the season, and can he kind of find his mojo in this car? And I think he is.
Yeah, I think he is too. Inman back to third now. Remember, he restarted in first. He was involved in that wreck heavily. We're not sure what happened in that wreck. Oh, a little bobble back. That's Brantley down the track a bit. Him, and now Travis slides in underneath the Ricky Williams. Can Travis clear him? He's getting a little tight, pushing up. He got to check up. He can't get her done. Williams slides back in front of him. So things getting spread out, Jared. We look a little further back. There's Lester. Lester looks like that car is working again for him. So he is back in 16th, and there he goes. He's going to start trying to make moves. He's peeking to the inside. But I think that car is back up to speed. Whitford right behind him.
Yeah, and this field is starting to spread apart, Dean. I mean, Walker, kind of the last driver in the main pack. Then you have like a little group of 4 led by Brantley and Ricky Williams, Powers in there, and Travis is in there. And then you have that third group that's battling tooth and nail back there. Those guys, no holds barred in that third group, Dean.
Yeah, I mean, some good battling back here, no doubt about it. We go back up front to see what's happening. Owens, Torgerson, Inman still lined up. There's Tony Ratliff, and I kind of call this.
Lester's in the wall. Lester's in the wall. Tom Lester in the wall in turn 2. Sorry, Dean. And I thought he was coming right back down the track in front of Jason Spear. He did a good job to hold that thing up there, but thought we were going to have a big wreck there. Sorry.
All right, Lester trying to find his groove. He was really grooving early, but that damage may have just upset the balance enough, Jared, where he can't do the things he used to do.
Yeah, I think the car is just hurting. It's probably hurting a little more now than it was.
So you got Brantley back here in 7th, up 16 spots. What a great run by that East Coast Web Printers machine. Of course, tonight's race, though, brought to you by Kylou Glass. Go check them out on Facebook for all your blown glass needs, one-hitters and bongs and all other blown glass products as well.
Yeah, I think that's such an interesting art, right? How those things are made.
Well, I'll tell you when the first blown glass I ever got, Jared, the fairgrounds, the local fair, the old twisted up Coke bottles. I thought they were the best thing alive.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I mean, for you young folks, go look that up. I'm sure that, I don't know if they're still around anymore, but I thought they were just something else. Well, that and my picture of the girls leaning over the bikes was high up there as well.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you?
And it is getting close to fair time, isn't it, Jared? The fairs, usually, I guess we're about a month away from all the local fairs coming around.
Maybe in Canada, but we're in hardcore fair season, almost out of fair season at this point.
All right. I mean, I think we run ours in early September. It's a fall thing. You get the harvest and everything as well. So Chris Owens still leading. Everything kind of winding down to these final 30 laps here. It's been a little pedestrian up front. Everybody's being cagey, Jared. I mean, you think they're all giving what they got, or who's got something in the tank here?
Well, I think that's the fun part, right? It's we don't know, and I think that you look at the lap times. I mean, really, right now, uh, you know, as I closed out, right, as we're trying to talk about, but the top 7 are all running in the 31.3s or 31.2s. Then you drop back, you have 31.4s in that second group, Travis, Williams, and Powers. And then the third group is starting to make some inroads, which is going to be interesting because they're all running 2s back there. Actually, the fastest drivers on the track are in that group. And I have a sneaking suspicion with the wily veterans back there that those guys are saving a little bit of tire, and they might have something to say about the end of this race, Dean.
Well, some of them might, and that is 10th place, Tony Ratliff. Of course, Tracy Powers surges into 10th there, as they've been trading that spot for a while. Fleming down there as well, but right in front of them, Ricky Williams and Paul Travis as well. But I want to highlight Tony Ratliff. I mean, this is a big opportunity for him, and he's been managing this race, Jared. He might not have the winning card tonight, but you come out of here with a top 10, that's a pretty darn good night.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was glad you brought it up, because at the end of the day, when you think about championship drives, especially in a season where we're not doing any playoff stuff or anything like that, points matter every week. And if you're able to just, he's been 14th. He has been 14th, 15th all night, Dean. If you can salvage a top 10 after being a 14th and 15th place car, Dean, that's the kind of stuff that you put on your championship resume. Like, we salvaged a good finish here tonight, and that led us to having the points we needed at the end of the year. And I think, Tony Ratliff, if he gets out of here in the top 10 or, leads this pack, and ends up like 8th or something, I think that's a massive win for him.
I think so, and he's got 2 more right in front of him he's looking at. Behind him, Pistol's coming towards the front, so he was so good early, he was involved in a wreck. Now he's back in this thing, and I'm telling you, Tracy Powers giving people fits here as he's rocking that high side. And, whoa, 3 wide behind him, here we go!
Weiss to the bottom of that, Pistol in the middle, and here's Tom Ashley on the outside, I think.
Yeah, Ashley surges forward. I think Pistol might have lifted a little bit, lived to fight another day, but that's going to bring Whitford and Spear. The action heating up back here. So Tony Ratliff continues his march into the top 10. Out front, status quo. It's still Owens. He's surging a little bit, maybe a 2-car length here. Ripka a little loose. Down the track goes Ratliff. So the car's getting a little out of shape here.
Oh, and Michael Flipmare's wrecking. They're wrecking. Tony Ratliff is down the bottom with Paul Travis. I don't know what happened, but they just went to the bottom of the track.
He caught the end of it there, so he was kind of driving Travis, and they both gathered it up somehow, and they're going to be all right. Travis' car does not look great, though. Let's go get a look and see what happened. So here they are. There are 2 of them battling at the front of the pack. Power is coming with a big head of steam. Whoa, and just a wiggle, I think, from Travis off the wall. We're going to have to hit that in slow motion here. Travis kind of wiggles up towards the wall, a little correct down, and he comes down into Tony Ratliff, and there you go. And they just kind of plows him for a little bit, straightens him back up, and they're both safe.
Yeah,
so more
tough.
work to do, Jared, for Tony. It's been a long night for him.
It has been, and now, will you come in, will you not come in? It looks like a lot of people are coming in, Dean.
Yeah, everybody's coming in. You got to get tires at this point, so the whole lot of them on pit road. We'll see who makes a mistake here. Everybody getting in safely so far, not seeing anything at the front. Oh, and Whitford with a little bobble there up towards the second stall. Or not the second, but anyway. Oh, and Owens just slowed up and let Torgerson take the lead. Did you see that, Jared? On exit, Chris Owens just did not get up to speed, and Torgerson just casually took over the race lead.
Yeah, you know, and I think the thing is, you know, I think sometimes, you know, people think that the line is right there at the first pits box, and it's not. But I don't. It looked like he just like it almost looked like he had a
You know what I
his
thought it
punch.
was, Jared? Is I thought it was a second and third thing. Like, I don't like second,
Yeah, yeah,
so I'll let the other guy go and I'll be in third, and I like that better. But this was for the lead.
yeah. And that it makes no sense to let him do it. So it kind of just looked like to me maybe he like double shifted, you know, into third gear, and then he had to pull it back, and it was too late. He lost the spot. But we'll definitely have to ask if he's on the podium what that was all about.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head. He just kind of thought the line was earlier and he was good to go. Torgerson says, thank you very much. Now, what does he do? I mean, we're getting down there in laps, Jared, 21 to go. You know, it's time. Now, we've seen earlier, TJ Rogers got out to that lead. When was it that he started to lose a little bit? Lap 20. So, it's go time. There's no holding up. If Torgerson's got something, he's got to get up here and let it fly. So it'll be Owens and Torgerson, Ripka and Brantley, Walker and Ratliff, Williams, who's up 20 spots, Brantley, by the way, up 19, and Inman back in 8, Powers and Pistol in the top 10. So, well, wow, this is going to get interesting.
Yeah, it's down to it now. 20 laps to go at the line, Dean.
Wild stuff. It's going to be an all-out brawl now, folks. So let's see what happens here. Ready to go back. Green flag racing. Torgerson starts her off. Ripka, good start on the inside. Owens perhaps struggled through the gears a little bit there, it looked like. So Ripka looking, oh, and he had so much speed, he had to slow down. He was almost into Torgerson. Owens on the high side. Yeah, he's got a mammoth run. Ripka moves up there as well. Torgerson sticking to the bottom. I think he's got to move up a lane. So these three surging. Brantley up to fourth. He's got Michael Walker, who all of a sudden finds himself in position to go get a win. Behind him, Ricky Williams and Greg Ratliff battling. I almost said Ricky Craven's coming.
There you go. There you go. So here we go. Everybody now is, you know, trying to figure out where they're going to end up. But, you know, I'm not seeing a lot of guys pushing the pace right now, but except Jason Brantley, move him into 5th position, Dean.
Well, Michael Walker just set the fastest lap of the race, Jared, so that's someone he's trying to push.
Yeah, so Walker, a 30 flat. That's the first time we've hit into the flats right now, but he is getting hounded. Or sorry, he is hounding Ripka for the last spot on the podium, Dean.
Yeah, he almost wrecked him right there. Ripka kind of moving in front of him a bit, and he gave him a little touch, and he had to back out. You can see the momentum broken there. But Walker surging. Owens leading. And there you go. Torgerson moved up a half lane there. I like that from him.
Torgerson trying to cover off this battle. Can Owens up front, Dean? I mean, he was my pick at the beginning. I said that, you know, coming into this race tonight, he had the best driver rating through 2 races outside of Jason Ratliff, who unfortunately lost his internet tonight and hadn't returned. But, man, he is doing a good job out front right now.
Doing a great job. A little further back, Tom Ashley, Tracy Powers. Powers seemingly in a battle every lap the whole race. I mean, what a rough race for him. He's done a great job, currently in 13th. We go back up front. Walker still working on Lance Ripka, but that outside lane prevailing.
Just trying to figure out where this race is going to go, Dean, because right now it's just single file. Everything is kind of looking like we're looking at a long run, and boys, we got 10 laps to go coming up in a couple laps.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We've seen how effective that high side was early, Jared. Maybe it was just guys we're running a little slower pace, but I'm seeing cars all over the track coming off the corner a little further back. So, I mean, I think they're giving it everything they got right now.
And that might be part of it too, as Ripka pulls away from Michael Walker there after Walker set some good paces early on in that run. But now, they're starting to roll up to Owens. Owens running the bottom. Ripka late apex there, Dean. And here, how about Wes Pistol? He has found himself back into the top 10. He's making a big move on Greg Ratliff a little bit further back.
Oh yeah, Pistol and Inman are both coming, and they're going higher and higher on the track. I love this. Watch Pistol. He goes really high. He's looking for a big run here. So it doesn't work great in 3 and 4, but it'll work really well in 1 and 2, Jared.
Yeah, and I want to reiterate, if you're just joining us here tonight, I mean, Wes Pistol had damage on that car from an earlier wreck, was in 17th, Dean, and now he's up in the top 10, and he's looking really quick. Austin Inman, obviously got involved in the wreck with TJ Rogers. I mean, it's been tight here tonight. Guys have been racing hard, and the players are starting to come to the front again.
Yeah, unbelievable. What a night here at Vegas. Your race leader, Owens, starting to stretch out just a car length or two. Torgerson now surging back on him. They got some separation to Ripka and Walker. Brantley and Inman doing battle. Inman driving around them. Here it comes Pistol. Big run on the outside. Inman and Pistol are going to keep up there. They're going to drive their way right past Brantley here, I believe. Watch this run Pistol will get as he goes down the hill a little bit. Well, that was a great job by Brantley covering him off, but he gets in the wall.
Yeah, I jumped up for a second. As Fleming let these guys go, I didn't realize that he was letting him go there, but class move there is now we see Ripka on the outside, Torgerson for second position.
Yeah, and Ripka's got the preferred line here. Let's see if he can surge. It's really good in the center. There it is. You can see it starts to turn. Speed goes up. So Torgerson going to slide. Walker up there as well. Walker going to try and take this spot away. A little tougher, like I said, in 3 and 4. They get stuck a little bit in the center. Walker's going to make that move.
Outside.
Yeah, he's going to make it, Jared. He's going to take third, and it'll be just a matter of time before we're talking about Inman. But time is the factor. 8 to go here in the Las Vegas 200. Brought to you by Kylou Glass.
Tight moves, but all this battling is letting Chris Owens get away a little bit.
Yeah, he's done a great job. Ripka now all over him, but Owens started on the pole. He's led a bunch of laps. He's leading here. Ripka up 7 spots into second. Walker in third. He's up 9 spots. Time running out.
Pistol makes a move on Greg Ratliff there at the back of this pack as he's still trying to move forward here. Ross Weiss in this battle now.
Yeah, Pistol, I think the car isn't exactly what he had before. He's just not getting the drive off that he wants. Ricky Williams still up here.
Okay. Ricky Williams, great job. Did want to note on the guys that were involved in our last caution, Paul Travis, 13th, Tony Ratliff, 16th. So neither of them have been able to make a move forward. Maybe I cursed Tony Ratliff, and I feel bad for that.
Well, I mean, These guys have a lot to deal with out there besides our little booth jinxes.
But you anti-cursed Jason Spear. He was running off the back, didn't look very good all night. He is up to 17th now, so trying to salvage something in that 83 machine.
Yeah,
as we're coming down to the pay window.
Good to see Inman trying to make inroads on Michael Walker. You can see he's a little better in the center, but he just can't make a move.
Oh,
and someone blinked out. That was Michael Walker.
Yep.
Pistol and Williams battling heavy. That battle for 6th spot. Williams surging on the bottom. I mean, that car is hooked up tonight.
Is there enough time left for some? Oh, God, big block. Ricky Williams threw a huge block on Ross Weiss.
That was a mammoth block, Jared. And if you're going to break it out, you break it out with 4 to go. Why not? Chris Owens, your leader, 3 laps remaining.
I think there's going to be a caution in this group right now as Ricky Williams underneath Pistol. He's going for it, Dean, in that number 10 machine. Greg Ratliff almost in the back of the 32 machine while that was going on. Brantley had to check up, loses a couple spots in the meantime. This is a gaggle back here, Dean. If they can keep this green, I will be surprised.
These guys fighting tooth and nail. Full send by Greg Ratliff. He stalls out. Pistol surges. Up front, still Owens and Ripka.
2 to go, and Inman almost contact with Michael Walker through that tri-oval. That's been a trouble spot in this race so far. Everybody running up the high side now. Inman all the way to the wall, Dean.
Yeah, he is really trying to wind that thing up. Torgerson trying to fight back. The leaders still spaced out. Owens just so tough tonight. He's going to come through and look at the white flag. 1 to go for Chris Owens here in the Las Vegas 200.
Well, we're not going to get a caution, at least to end the race or anything like that, but these guys in that second group still battling hard. But here comes Ripka looking.
He's taking a peek, Jared. He stalled out a little bit, but a great corner by Ripka. He's got one more corner. Where does he put his car? Owens into 3. Ripka goes right in his tracks. So Chris Owens going to drive through 3 and 4. It'll be Chris Owens winning the Las Vegas 200. Behind him, Inman trying to get Michael Walker. He can't. Walker will get him. Torgerson in 5th. Ricky Williams holds everybody off for 6th. Ends up our big mover up 21 spots. Great night for him. But the story is our pole sitter and race winner, Chris Owens, Jared.
Yeah, I think I called that at the beginning, Dean.
You may have. I don't remember, Jared.
Oh, you don't? Can we run the tape?
No, we don't have any tape. There's no tape. Chris Owens, called by the great Jared Carr. I mean, he's done a great job, and that driver rating you talked about, it's just going to go up, Jared.
Absolutely, and I want to look at some other guys in the finishing order, Dean. How about Derek Whitford? I mean, he was damaged, left for dead, 21st position, finishes 8th. What a recovery. Same with Wes Pistol. He does end up finishing 10th. Ross Weiss at 9th, a solid run for him. Tracy Powers in 11th, then Brantley, Paul Travis, Tom Ashley, and Busker, your top 15. Tony Ratliff, 16th. Hunt, Spear, Hamill, Herb Ashley, your top 20. And George Racone rounds out your lead lap cars in 21st, Dean. And that was a heck of a race in that second group. But it ended up clean at the end. And Chris Owens grabbing that checker flag, his first of the season.
Yeah, just a great run by him. Nobody really had anything for him, and he played it well. You seen the start of the race. He laid back, lost 4 or 5 spots, and then came back up front. The one car who seemed to really have something for him, T.J. Rogers, finishing 27th, Jared. Heartbreak for him. Right in front of him, the double dog machine there. So that's a tough night for those guys.
And what's crazy, Dean, and we'll see it when the standings are updated, but again, I don't know who's going to be the point leader. I'm going to kind of bet money that's going to be Troy Torgerson, but I mean, really, this point standings, it's going to be really jumbled up right now, and I love it. There's a lot still to play for here.
Well, let's take a look at that, Jared. Well, we got a second here. We'll take our unofficial updated standings here. and it'll be Torgerson in front of Tony Ratliff. Tracy Powers in third. Weiss goes to fourth. Owens grabs 8 spots and slides into fifth. How about that?
Yeah, and again, nobody in the top 5 with a win yet, so there's still more to come.
Yeah, a lot more to go. This one was a great one. We've had nothing but great races in these Gen 4 cars. Been really enjoying them. Right now, let's go to commercial break. We'll come back. We'll get some race interviews in and find out what was going on with some of these cars. It was a great race. A look at the old Legends machines. Jared, how long has it been since you've been in a Legends car?
Probably 2009.
Been a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think I've touched them since I was a rookie.
I mean, I've never been a huge fan, but if you look down from our shot above, folks, and you see where the Las Vegas is in the grass there, the track for the Legends is around that grass area. That's how small it is compared to what these machines are running. It almost shocked me the first time. Well, it did shock me the first time I raced it. I thought, this can't be the real track, is it?
Yeah. And all these 1.5 mile tracks have those legend ovals in them, so.
They do. A lot of fun. Let's get into some race interviews. Right now, let's bring in our third place finisher, Mr. Michael Walker the second. How about it, Michael? A late stretch into third. You gotta love it.
Yeah, man. I'm about wore slap out. That was tough racing there tonight.
Man, it looked like it. It looked like a lot of fun. They all look like a lot of fun to us. Tell us a little bit about what the car, why it's so punishing to drive.
Well, a lot like last week, it was you're gonna have a lot of tire wear, and was really hoping we'd get into some of those long 45, 50 lap fuel runs. Because around lap 25 is really where 2025 is where you really started getting a lot of guys starting to drop back that burn their tires off. So unfortunately, the timing of those cautions kind of made it more of a short run speed and track position as opposed to long term saving tires tonight. But got fortunate there on the restarts and getting some track position.
Yeah, so it was kind of a little bit. I mean, you had them covered kind of two different ways, Michael. Like, I mean, long run, maybe you were going to pick up a lot of spots. That never came. But through the cautions, I mean, really, you picked up a ton of spots in track position through these times.
Yeah, got fortunate enough to miss a couple of the wrecks there. I guess must have gained a couple spots on pit road here and there, and got a couple on the restarts, I suppose. So they all added up and got me towards the front of the field. So I'll take it.
Late, Michael. I mean, it's anybody's game, so to speak. You see, you move up the track a little bit, try and make a few moves, and at some point you get stalled out. I don't know if it was Ripka or someone else, but you maybe had to check up a touch or something. I mean, was it over at that point? Is there a limited amount of laps that you can kind of get to that middle and high side and just pass people?
Yeah, I've just about got to Lance's right rear coming out of 4 there. Was really close, but yeah, I definitely punished the tires there on those first 10 laps, and was just kind of hanging on by a thread there to hold off Austin and Troy there behind me.
Well, I'm sure you were, Michael, but it's thrilling to watch you out here in these cars. I mean, I forget what the other race was. Maybe it was at Rockingham, and these cars or in a car anyway, where you were really good. It's nice to see you up front. I mean, it's great to get out here and have a shot at winning these things, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, last week I had kind of had myself in position there at Rockingham and had a good battle with George Lill, and he did a much better job saving tires last week, and I had nothing left when he called me there last week. So happy to be up front again.
Yeah, man. Another top three. Can't wait to see what you do next week, Michael, and going forward. Love seeing you get this. Congrats on the third place. We'll turn the mic over to you. Anybody you want to shout out, please do.
All right, Dean. Again, I appreciate you guys jumping on board Tuesday nights. Kylou Glass, and if I'm not mistaken, they were our initial sponsor. So thrilled to have those guys back, along with East Coast Web Printers and a live church. We couldn't do it without all the support.
All right, Jared, that is third place. Michael Walker the second.
And I'm down here with our runner-up here tonight, Lance Ripka, grabbing a second-place finish. Talk about how intense that battle was there at the end with our winner, Chris Owen.
I'm not sure how the right front held out. I was giving it everything you had, and just I don't know. I think not taking fuel kind of tightened me up too much, so I can get those good runs off the corner. But man,
Well,
that
it
was a
looked
fun
like.
race.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Lance. But man, it looked like those last two laps, it looked like you found something. I mean, you had some great runs into the corner. Was it you alluded to being too tight off the exit? Was that really the issue there? You just couldn't get the power down after you got those good entries?
Yeah, I had to wait on the throttle a little bit too late. Yeah, I knew that middle to high side, or yeah, middle to high side was going to be faster on a short run, but it just tore up the tires too quickly. So I don't know. I don't think I could have waited any longer and made that run with Michael behind me and everybody else. But once I got rolling on the high side, I had to stick to it and see if she panned out. But yeah, the right front went away too quickly and just wasn't able to get it done.
Well, you put on a heck of a show tonight, Lance. I do want to ask you, you talk about the high side, and early in the run, it seemed like, you know, not necessarily the last run, but, the beginning of the race or through the middle of the race, it seemed like that outside line was really quick in the beginning part of the run. Did you find that, or were you consistent, hey, I'm going to run this middle line and just, or the low line and just kind of stick to that the race, or did you find the high side really have some grip there?
Well, I knew the high side had the grip, and the short, like I said, in the short run, you could make up a lot of ground, pass some cars, but you got to do it quick, otherwise you just eat up your tires. And here at RGR, we're known for them long green flag races, and then if you don't plan for that, then you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot. So I just kind of married to the bottom throughout the most of the run, and um, knew that I had that top side if I needed it later on.
Well, Lance, so far in this Gen 4 high horsepower season, it seems like you've adapted to this car. How are you enjoying the Gen 4 car so far?
I like the car. It's not my favorite, but I like it. I like how tight the racing is with it. It's putting on some good shows. Um, and it's intense. And that's what everybody wants. And you want to have that good hard racing where if you come in the top 10, you're still happy. So, and that's what this car produces, I think. And yeah, I mean, and it just kind of fits my driving style. So. Um, yeah, like I said, I enjoy it. Produces good races, um, and that's what we want. We want good, tight races.
Absolutely. Well, Lance, congratulations on your runner-up finish tonight. I'm going to turn the mic over to you and let you have the last word on your race here tonight.
I want to give a shout out to Kylou Glass. Shout out to TJ, man. Tough luck. Hate to see that happen. You're the fastest car out here tonight. Live Church for our Xfinity Series. East Coast Road Printers in the Gen 6. WTTV for putting on hella broadcasts. RGR, all the guys in the background. Todd, Greg, Jason, Gilly, or sorry, Dibble. All those guys, man. It's the best place to race. Thank you.
All right, Dean, that was our runner-up here tonight, Lance Ripka.
Yes, sir. Now we turn our attention to the race winner, the 26, Chris Owens, winner here in Las Vegas. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, sir. It's, never thought that was going to be said about me. It's been a trying couple of months.
Well, tell us a little bit about that. I mean, what have you been going through, Chris? And more importantly, or not, maybe not more importantly, but what does it mean to win up here? Because it's not easy, is it?
No, this is one of the toughest leagues I've been a part of, and Todd and all those guys do a great job with this. I've been sim racing for 20 years, and this is some of the most fun I've had in 20 years. So props to all the RGR guys, man. This is probably some of the toughest competition I've ever had to run against.
Well, I love hearing that. That's what it's about. Fun, community, and all of that. You can find it here at RGR. But I want to talk about your racing strategies, which had to be evolving and shifting during the whole race, Chris. We go to the start. You're on the pole. You fade a little bit. I mean, guys are passing you. I'm assuming some pass you and some a little bit on purpose. How'd you feel about what your strategy was, and why did you fade to, say, 5th or 6th place there in the early going?
Most of it was tire wear. In practice yesterday, I meatballed the first run, so I was a little worried about that. So it was just trying not to run fast laps at the front end of the run and have something left at the end. I didn't really want anybody to pass me. It just kind of happened that way. I was going my pace, and those guys around me were going theirs, and we didn't match. So I didn't feel I needed to go that early, so I just kind of let it happen and drift back, and it looks like it paid off.
Yeah, well, I loved it. I mean, because that's what I always say. Come to the race with a plan. You did, and you stuck to your guns. You drive back up there. Of course, TJ Rogers also quick. He was hard to deal with tonight until he wasn't there, of course. But now, as we shift and some of these cautions come out, and we get down towards the end, strategy is completely different. Throw it out the window, Chris. There's no more tire saving. 20 to go. I mean, what were you thinking? Were you thinking, damn, this isn't my forte? And a secondary question to that, well, I mean, let's just answer that one first, Chris, first of all.
Well, so I saw the caution, and I keyed up and told my teammate Ross I was kind of selfishly hoping for this, because I just want to go. I'm a go and just run qualifying laps kind of guy. And when the caution came out, I keyed up and was like, oh, this is it. This is what I've been looking for. And on the restart there, I knew if I threw it up on the top and ripped it, I could get to the front, and it paid off.
Well, speaking of getting to the front, that's what I want to ask about. Pit road, Chris. You're in there. Clearly, you're going to come out first, but you don't. You don't really go, and Torgerson casually drives around you, and he comes out in first. What happened? What was going on there?
Yeah, we're gonna have to fire the boys and the old pit crew here. It's a little bit on me, running third on Sunday nights in the Xfinity car, and pitted, and I was trying to beat the guy out, and I've spooked myself now, trying to get off pit road and got caught speeding on Sunday night. So I was trying to play it safe,
Okay.
and so it was all on me there.
We thought maybe it was a cone thing where you thought you'd already crossed the line or whatever, but no avail, Chris. You get her done here late. How worried were you there in the closing couple laps? Ripka looked like he found a little something very late there. Were you concerned?
Oh, I was, when I saw Lance get by Troy, I knew I was going to have to do something, and it was just, I don't want to say arrow blocking, but I just tried to run his line and mirror drive a little bit just to stay in front of him there. I knew once he tried going to the top there in 3 once, and I kind of shut that down a little bit, and I knew if he got to the top, he was going to go by me. So I tried to slow him down by just arrow blocking per se, if that's a thing in here in iRacing, but just try to defend my line and not let him get to the top, because I knew once he got to the top, with it being such a short run, he could just rip the top and get by.
Well, there is no substitute for experience, Chris. Your 20 years paying off. I love what I'm hearing from you. You know, doing all the right things here. You end up in victory lane. It must be super satisfying. Congratulations on grabbing this one. We're going to turn the mic over to you, man. You got any friends, family, sponsors, anybody you want to shout out? You go right ahead.
Oh yeah, man, I appreciate you guys putting this on, and I appreciate all the guys at RJR, Todd and George and Greg and all the guys that put this on. This is some of the most fun racing I've had, and appreciate Kylou Glass and all those guys coming on board and sponsoring this and getting this Tuesday night series on Wind Tunnel TV. I started back in October, and it was like a core group of us, and to see it grow to 30, I think we had 30 cars tonight, was that's awesome, and I'm kind of glad that I won this one just because there was so many guys here that could win. So I appreciate all those guys, and shout out to my teammate Ross Weiss for getting on and helping me practice last night and tonight, and we'll try and do it again next week.
All right, awesome stuff. Chris Owens, our victor here tonight at Vegas, Jared. You can see how much these things mean to people. People work hard to get these things.
Yeah, and you can tell. I mean, these guys were hustling all night, battling all night, and it put on a great show for us in the booth. And Dean, you look at the schedule moving forward. We're going back to 2008 at Atlanta.
Oh boy, Hotlanta. I can't wait for that one. I remember driving these style of cars at that track, and boy, oh boy, are they a handful, Jared.
Yeah, that's going to be a really big race. And, Dean, you look at the schedule, we're almost, almost getting toward halfway, only a 9-race schedule, at least in the point system. So, it's fun, but, the guys are going to have to start seeing where they fall out and how this racing is going.
Yeah, and the points are tightening up. I mean, you've seen both the Ratliffs having or 2 of the 3 Ratliffs, the 2 that were tied for the lead, both having a little bit of an issue here this evening. So points are all over the place. The season is up for grabs, and I can't wait to cover it all. But for myself, Dean Doucette, for Mr. Jared Carr, that's going to wrap it up from Vegas, and we'll see you right here next time on Wind